Jehovah Jireh, my provider. You are.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for listening in today as we will be discussing practical and applicable tools to navigate life when you feel as though you've been coming up short. Know that God is more than enough. He's more than enough for parenting, relationships, business, church, and schools. Be encouraged today. God is more than enough.
It's by your many stripes I've been set free. Jehovah Shammah, no, you with me. You're right here to supply every one of my needs. That makes you more than enough. God, you are more than enough. You're more than enough, enough for me. Jehovah Jireh, you are. You're my constant provider. You are more than enough for me.
Continue. I'm going to save you guys the trouble.
Save, please, please, please.
And we're going to move on. Once again, thank you all for being with us on tonight. This has been a very interesting time and shifting seasons. Yesterday was so many things we remembered by 9/11. That day will never disappear in history. Every year that it comes, I can remember exactly where I was.
Exactly.
At the moment that we realized what was taking place here. Do you remember where you were?
Absolutely.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it clean enough for you to
Oh,
check?
yeah.
You and that dongo told me. I got to double check before I had you say anything on the air.
You know,
Make sure the children are watching.
I was in the living room of my home, and I just left New York, staying in the Marriott with the towers that were bombed.
Really?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just had left, like 7 days earlier.
Wow.
And my grandma said when I went, at first she begged me not to go to New York. And I said, Grandma, it's my 30th. I'm going to go. And then she was like, oh, while I was there, she couldn't stop praying. She said, I don't know what it was. I just stayed on my knees.
Wow.
And so where the planes hit was the floor that we were on just 7 days before. Yeah.
So every year you think, wow, God
Oh,
bless
my
me
gosh.
with another year.
Another year. Every
Life
single
would have been
time.
so different.
That's right. Every single time I'm like, Lord, I thank you, Father.
He did that.
Yes, for a praying grandmother, for, I mean, her even having the foresight. Just like she said, I just stayed on my knees the whole time you were in New York.
Wow. I mean, and it's really important. Hi, Cheryl. It's really important that I believe people do that. Sometimes folks are waiting on miracles to happen, but the miracle every day is that
Yes.
when God placed people in your life who selflessly proceed to cover you, even though
Yes.
you don't know you being covered.
Don't know.
You know, how many times does somebody cross your mind and you just say, Lord, bless them, and you pray for them?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think about times when I'll be in the middle of my day, my hustle or bustle or whatever, and the Lord will be like, go check on this person right now.
That's
You
right.
know, and so I'm glad that you were transparent enough to share that part of the story, because I think people need to know. Hi, John. People need to know, and yes, we will remember your family in prayer. People need to know that if someone crosses your mind, act on it, because
Act.
it's not
Yeah.
about you. It's about
Nope.
why the Lord picked you to be the one to intercede on their behalf.
That's right.
And so another year God has blessed you because you weren't in the towers
I wasn't there.
on that day.
I left.
I was at one of my schools on the east side. Unfortunately, the school no longer is open and exists. I love that school, Burbank. And the first thing that crossed my mind as people were running out of the school in a panic was, where are my kids at?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just trying to reach their schools and get a hold to somebody
Right.
to see if they got a call from the kids.
That's right.
You know, because at that point, you know, Detroit is a major city.
Right.
People were looking
Yes.
at not just New York, but Chicago and Detroit.
Detroit, the GM Renaissance
Yeah,
building.
remember?
Yes.
And so a lot of people
Yes.
were really nervous about
Right.
that. And so I just remember that fear that came over me, because I was like, I need to get to my babies.
That's right.
And so I can't even imagine how people felt who were in New York
I know it, right? Just trying
and know that it hit New York
to, eesh.
and not know where their children are. And there was a daycare center that was on the lower level
on
there,
the lower
right?
level. Yep.
Yeah.
It was.
So we thank God for giving us the opportunity to reflect where it's not us, but it He covered us.
He covered us. He did that. Yeah.
Wow, 7 days prior.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just left Marriott. I think we're on the
Same place.
same exact place. Same exact place.
Really?
Yes. And all of the people from the top level, it was happy hour, so we were just sitting around just joking and laughing with all of them. And we were like, we wonder what happened to all of them. Because if they were
Because you all were just there.
we were just there. So if they were on that top floor, then, and we were just, oh my gosh, we had such a great time with them. They were just there. They had just, we just left the building. We just left work. And we were just sitting there, me and my girlfriends, all three of us. Were just laughing and joking with all of them. And I was like, they couldn't have got from the top all the way down to the
Because you
bottom.
were just in that building, so you
Yes.
knew it was impossible.
No way in the world you was doing that before it.
That's why it was a miracle when they were able to find certain people. Hey, Lee, when they were able to find certain people.
Right. It was. It was a miracle. So I thank God. Telling you. Yeah, because we always think, what happened to them?
And so that takes us a little bit to our topic today, all around time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we take time for granted.
We do.
You know, I'm always grateful when we have the control of our time, because a lot of people are in lifestyles where they have no power over their day.
Right.
And I know for us, specifically being mothers and having been a wife, I know that a lot of the time management falls, even though it's not acknowledged verbally, it falls on the women in the home.
Yes.
And if we're off, it throws everything else off.
Yes, it does.
Like when we're not feeling good.
Right. Yes.
It throws everything else off. It's things that
Everything.
you didn't get to.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oof.
So do you have like a system in your home, or and the reason why I think this is a really good topic, because a lot of times people just think that their plates are so full and there's no way I have time for myself, and but I believe that God gives us all balance.
That's right.
We just have to pay attention to it and be mindful to carve that time out for ourselves. So when I think of this time of the year, a lot of people are maxed out, between figuring out what routes they're going to use to pick their kids up and drop them off, dealing with construction,
right,
dealing with the fact that your backup said they can't pick them up today. You're on the other side of town. This is that time of the year.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, and so I think that it would be helpful, because I believe that some things God just made a little easier for some of us than others, that we can share some tips and tricks of the trade as far as how to enjoy life.
Yes.
Be involved in other things, but
Yes.
still make sure that you get the things done that you need to. Because now you got to carve out time for homework at home.
That's right.
When you don't want to do nothing, you just want to go to bed when you get off of work.
Please let me.
And now you got to do homework.
We.
And so we'll kind of tag team a little bit in that. And again, my monthly guest. And don't worry, I know it looks like somebody's missing. Y'all gonna get to see him. We just enjoying our time without him right now.
That's right.
And he watching. He watching. I know I'm gonna have to give account for this shout out, for Tony Kinsey. We'll see him today.
We will see him. He
Trust.
shall return.
Annette and Kinsey is still together.
That's right. It's girl time.
It just dawned on me. Some people I wondered this.
Ooh, where he at?
Yeah.
He still there?
They still together. We just thought we have some she time and do a little conversation about some of the things that we've had to manage in around this time of the year to help folks out a little bit.
That's right.
So we'll kind of tag team a little bit. I know for me, see, you raise boys.
Yes.
So your tips might be a little different than mine, so I'm going to give some of the girl tips too.
Yes, please.
Having raised 6 kids, I have 4 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
The first thing I would suggest to you is make sure you braid up that hair. I cannot express that enough, how much easier it will make your life, and you won't look like a crazy raggedy mama because your kids' hair is never done. Ooh. Braid up their hair. And you said, well, what do you mean braid their hair? My kids don't have braidable hair. There are tips and tricks that you can use. Ponytails for people who have straight, long, fine hair. Get you a bunch of headbands and clips so you can pin it up. The older they get, they want, is she modeling the styles as I give them? Oh my goodness, I so enjoy Annette Kinsey. Yes. But you want to do that. I won't give the other one yet. But there's something you can, if you inbox me, I'll tell you what it is. I want to do it on the air. I want to tell all my girls' secrets because they'll be mad at me. But it's something you can put on their hair at night. Not a scarf, not, a bonnet, but something that won't come off, that will keep their hair nice and neat for the next day. And that's just my tip. Sometimes it rubs out their edges. I'll tell you in secret.
Okay,
my girls will be mad at me. I do have boundaries. I know oftentimes you all think I don't, but I do have boundaries. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking about Dorothy and the Wiz.
Dorothy and
I don't know why.
When I think of home.
Don't start it.
Okay, I think of a place.
I don't know why that crossed my mind for some reason.
Love overflowing.
Love overflowing.
I wish I was home.
Don't egg me on.
I wish I was back there with
things I've been knowing.
And when that
makes the tall trees bend into leaning.
Sing it.
Suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning.
Yes.
Sprinkling the scene.
There it goes. Come on, give
Makes it.
Give it to me, yo.
Clean. Yes. Why is she egging me on? Y'all know I'm already broken with this role. Somebody told me, they were like, yo, we're going to have an adult Wiz show, and I said that's fine. We can have people who have been rejected in their life. All of them can play a part in the Wiz.
Right.
It's gonna be called the Healing Wiz.
It's gonna heal us soul.
Cause we gonna heal while we play our parts.
Did you hear that come deep from the
I'm
soul?
just saying, I don't even have to sing all of the Dorothy songs. If I get to sing that one, and then there was another one. I told you I had to play multiple roles after I was cheated out of that role by that little girl who was, yeah, I did. Double promoted.
See, we just thinking.
So then I had to help with the Munchkin songs. I had to help with this song.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead. Now you messing me up. I'm trying to stay focused.
We are
because every time I think about that song, it's a struggle.
Put that up. Put that back up, please. There you go. Look at yo.
It's a struggle. I'm just saying. Hold on. Move this way so they can see it.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Yo as Dorothy.
Ooh, give it to him, baby. I love it. I love it. You all leave my...
That's what we may have to do. I'm just saying. Because for some reason, I don't know why it crossed my mind. I had moved on. And it always comes back. It's like this sensitive, bruised area of my life. You know what I think brought it back? When we were talking about maintain. Why are you laughing? When we were talking about hair. And I just remember going out my way to have my hair made right for Dorothy.
Dorothy, please leave that
up.
up.
But Dorothy, no. Don't leave it up because I'm going to have to sing some more songs. So I'm really trying to move on.
Okay.
I'm trying to heal.
Okay. This is
torturing me. You're going to be in that play with me.
Yes, I will. Come
what part
on
you
in.
Gonna play?
He's on down the road. He's on down.
Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, he's on down the road. Remember they did the different voices.
Which one? Tell me.
Go ahead. You do your thing for helping their kids. Yeah.
Tips, stay. Well,
I'm trying my best to stay focused. Y'all such instigators out there. If you guys think that you would play a part if we did this production of The Wiz for the healing, this isn't to get out of Oz. This is The Wiz to heal.
To heal. I want to be the good witch. You've always had it in you, my dear.
Oh, you can?
I had to. I'm sorry I had to.
Is that the part you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that.
So long as you always Dorothy.
Yeah. I'm willing, you know, okay. Full disclosure. I'm willing to give up Dorothy. I don't even have to be Dorothy.
Whoa.
I think everybody is confused. The challenge is Dorothy was ripped from me.
Yo has to be Dorothy.
That's the difference.
Give it back. We're going to give it back
Dorothy,
to her.
this was not the topic for today.
God said 104. We returning. Yes.
Dorothy was ripped from me.
Yo as Dorothy. Oh, baby. There it is right there. Yes. Thank you, Father. Come on, speak that.
You enjoying this, aren't you? You really enjoying this, aren't you? Y'all really enjoy this. For those who don't understand why this is so funny, you have to watch some of the previous shows.
Yes, you do.
Because it's been probably a total of 4 now that spans across. You think so? I don't think so.
Yes,
I would not be that petty.
All I need to do is sing anything from The Wiz.
I know this is probably the 5th show that I recall. The pain is so deep.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes I can't remember. I become delirious from the memory of the pain. I'm just saying.
Yes. That
so
was
for
beautiful.
all those, please quit egging him on. For all those who don't understand the significance of why this is such a big deal to us.
Yes.
You've got to watch the previous shows. There was one that aired, I believe it was March the 1st or the 7th. If you go back and look at the old shows, I remember the shows. I do.
You can win, child. Ooh, I just did it again.
It keeps coming out.
It's in my soul.
So you got to be. See, I knew I wasn't the only one. Oh, Annette, did you want to be in The Wiz too?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, why weren't you?
I didn't until I met you.
Because you realized they had looked you. You realized they had overlooked you too.
No, you. It's in your soul so deep.
It was contagious.
Yeah, it's
you
just
realized
infectious.
you had missed out on something.
Yes. And
he's gonna give it to both of us.
Yes, he will. Won't he do it?
He will.
He will. So, come on in. He's on down.
Don't mock me. Don't make me do it.
He's on down the road. It's in you, yo.
I'm struggling not to sing these songs. Y'all so wrong. Did somebody tell Annette to do this to me today on the air?
It's so deep in her. Yes, you've sang before, and I just felt it.
Yeah,
Boom.
it's got to get better.
That's
it
right.
Has to.
It's electric.
Give them a tip. Just one tip.
One tip on raising boys.
And getting them ready and
Getting them
managing
ready.
time and all that.
Do it all for them and then move on. No, they give me the money, or I just go pick it out, and it's easier that way. My boys are just so non-complex. They just don't mind. You go do it. Whatever you pick out is great, and keep it moving.
So you did pretty good with the clothes.
Oh yeah, I did pretty good with the clothes.
Oh wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, last year both Christian and Matthew, they just from their summer money, they gave me their money and they said, make it work. You got $100 budget, make it work.
Because they knew you could.
Ooh-wee.
You were probably running everywhere, weren't you?
I made that thing good. I loved it. They were not with me. They were nowhere to be found because they would bug me if they were with me. So
wow.
Maybe that's not a good tip, but that's what we did.
I think the other one is, and I've shared this before, I think it's been some time. One of the other things I used to do is make all their lunches. But I knew they could have got lunch at school, and they did too, but I made their lunch because that was my way of being an involved parent.
Oh, wow.
And so I would put like notes on their lunch bags.
I like that.
Or I would always make the lunches if I could the night before. I had to stop making them the night before because they would sometimes get soggy.
Oh.
So I will tell you now, if you're going to do peanut butter and jelly, you got to be really good at this. Like, it has to be a very thin layer of jelly, because if it's too thick, it's going to get soggy and it'll be flat and squashy, and they'll be really mad at you at lunch.
Really?
It'll be a mushy peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Really mad.
So making lunches at night is good. Normally I had to put everything else in the bags. They'd be lined up on the counter, and I would make the sandwiches in the morning.
Oh, that
I didn't
was
want
nice.
my lunches to be rejected.
Yeah. That was
What about
nice.
you?
We did it for our first son, Anthony. The rest, everybody gets free lunch. We do, yes. And you and Dee, our second oldest, and Anthony, when they were of age, middle school and high school, they really didn't want what we were serving anymore.
So what about before and after school? Because I had to be creative across the years. Like,
yes.
I went through a big piece where after school programs weren't available anymore.
Okay.
And I had to come up with my own plan. Like, there was no support at the school. So it kind of, there were different phases.
Right,
like,
right.
Based on where education was.
Okay.
So I would also add, when back to school night or open house comes, don't be that parent that just don't speak to nobody.
Right.
That's a really good networking opportunity.
Very, very good.
Because you'll find out, I remember I kept watching this car. I'm like, she looks really familiar. And we were in the big gym. This was a back to school night. I was like, wow, you look really familiar. I said, do I know you somewhere? And she says, no. And I says, and then the kids started speaking. They were like, hey, this is so-and-so, Mom. They live up the street.
Wow.
In my mind, I was like,
hey, it's time.
I'm going to make some conversation.
It is time, my dear.
And what happened was one of us dropped them off and the other one picked them up.
I love it.
So I've learned, because I'm kind of antisocial. I know nobody believes me, but I am an introvert.
Yeah. I believe that. Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
So it was a struggle. It was a struggle because I had to make myself talk to people.
Yes. That's so critical. It's so critical.
But it was such a benefit to be
That's right.
nice.
It's such a benefit because you never know, you can make a new friend. You need to, and just know that your presence at the school is wanted. Don't ever feel like you're dropping off and nobody wants to know who you are. Nobody really cares about you. Nobody wants to speak to you. Start networking. I promise you, you'll have someone on your street who goes to the same school. You'll have someone on the next street. I promise you, you just have to open your mouth. Stop sitting by the wayside and jump into life. Start networking. Start networking with these parents. We love to look at the friendliest parent. You'll see a parent out there. There's always one in the crowd. Okay, I was usually the one. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Go speak to them. They'll let you know, yeah, she lives on the east side. She lives on the west side. They know everybody at the school. So jump in and get involved in your son's and daughter's education. And guess what? It affords them the opportunity to have a different education than the rest of their colleagues, I promise. The principal knows your children. The mother, the head of the mother's club or the dad of the mother's, the PTA, they know your children. Everybody knows your child. And when they know your child, they treat them totally different, I promise.
Yeah.
So network, start networking. Stop being afraid to talk. Open up your mouth and say, hello, how are you? Hi, my name is. I live on the. If you're stuck for conversation, hey, you look familiar. You know, there's something. Start the conversation.
So I've gotten a lot better. You better be glad Tiffany and some of my older kids aren't on the show with me. She's actually reaching out to me now. So, because I've gotten a lot better, because at least I'll smile. And I know most women don't do it, but I have adopted a greeting that most of the guys do, and that's the. Because I don't even feel like talking. I'm just being honest with you. I was at the gas station this morning, and this gentleman is always really, 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 really effectively pleasant and very catering, and he will stop. I think he does it on purpose, and he holds my stuff before he rings it, and he makes me speak to him. I'm like, oh my God, just ring it up. In my head, I'm thinking, just ring it up. And he always holds it, even though I put it on the counter. And I put it on the counter, and I'll almost push it at the register behind where he is, just so he'll ring it up and let me out of there. And he does this. Now, you know, I pushed it this way. Right. He pushes his back, and he says, hi, how are you today? And I says, good. Everything going okay? And then he takes one item and rings it real slow. Right. You're all set?
I love it.
It's horrible. I go crazy every time.
I love it.
I'm like, Lord, just let me out. You know, anybody who knows me know I already hate pumping gas. I hate going to the gas station. And so, like a big kid, he does. Like a big kid, it drives me nuts. I have rewarded myself by trying to go in and get a treat, so it just takes the edge off because I got to get gas. It's awful, Annette. You're horrible. And so he holds everything, and then he'll say, now I got so much stuff, I'm like this. He says, do you want a bag?
He making you talk to him.
I said, yes, please.
I love it.
He says, have a good day.
I love it.
Every now and then I can get away with doing this. And so to all of the guys out there who have been lazily, and I know that's not a word, but it is today. Is that him?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, yeah, he said outside. Okay.
Outside, inside?
716.
Outside, inside?
Really? He said, what up? 738, 716, he said it was outside. 738, he said, what up? Come on. Okay. Okay. Lord have mercy. They need our help, I'm telling you.
We're trying to manage the other half getting where he's supposed to be. So, because I know you guys are used to seeing, yes, Carson, it is pure comedy. And so, let me just finish this story so we can move on. I actually had to get gas today. And I said to myself, I watched him before I went up to the register. He was preoccupied finishing up a call. I was like, cool, I'm in. And I got up and I pushed myself close to him again. I remember what I had too. And he got off the phone first.
No, he didn't.
I'm like, you can ring and talk. I'm thinking, let me out of here. He got off the phone first and put the phone down and stood there. Hi, how are you today?
I love it.
I says, I'm good, thank you. He says, great. He says, is this everything?
I love it.
And then he looks at it.
I love it. Hello, how are you?
And so, and then as I'm walking away now, from my definition, we've had way more conversation than I needed. And then as I think I'm getting away, I hear him say, because I'm gonna have to respond, have a good day. So, Jesus, God, let me out of here. And so I don't look to be aloof,
Right.
or rude. I'll stop and turn around and say, you too. This is the routine every time. It's horrible.
Love it. Oh my gosh.
One time I had, I'm almost done. One time I had to take change in. Anybody ever have to use change for gas? Don't play games with me in that. Nigga, please, raise your hand.
You girl. What up, what up, what up?
If you ever had to use coin for gas, Annette, Kenzie, I'm never doing a show with you by myself ever again in life because you have taken me completely off. Tony, I could have counted on bringing us back. So for the record, Tony, I know you're watching. This will never, ever happen again. She really punked me. She made me think this was going to go swell and smooth. She is a buster. This is never going to happen to me again. I have never gotten off topic like this. You have baited me 3 times today.
Yes. This is all organic, people. This is organic.
Clearly.
Come on, tell me about the gas station, man, because
with the
I
coin.
love this.
You're
Yes.
driving me crazy. This one time I had to take coin. I had like a bunch of quarters because sometimes like the little piece in your car in my purse.
Yes.
It for women, it'll tear your purse up to keep that much coin. You know how you just drop it in your purse when you get done?
Yes.
So I'm trying to do better, and I keep it in this thing in my car and then in the middle. And so I was like, let me get rid of this coin. And I think I had like $7 or $8 with it, but I wanted to get rid of my coin. Oh, my goodness. He talked to me while he counted up everything. Now, I worked at a bank, so I was already, like, before I went in, my quarters was lined up in my hand like this.
So you already
So
knew.
I sat it right in front of him, and I even did stacks of 4 so I can get the heck up out of there, right? No. He dropped the stacks. You hear me? He let the stacks collapse. So he could do it like this. So he could do it that way. So he count all 4.
I love it.
I said, Jesus, be my fence.
I love
You
it.
know I'm sweating talking about this story. That guy wears me out, man. I'm telling you.
That is where you're supposed
horrible.
to be. That is where you're supposed to be.
And so then after he finally, because, you don't want to walk away and then somebody shites you and be like, well, you only gave me so much because, I have low trust levels in the customer service field.
Yes.
I want to make sure you got all my money.
Oh.
And so when he got to the end, he was like, you're all set. And then I thought I could get away. And then I heard him say, have a good day. I had to turn around and speak some more.
You too.
So I have... Oh, he's stretching it.
Ooh.
And I already don't like pumping gas. So let's bring this home. The moral is get your gas too before it's time to go drop your kids off in the morning. Because when I say to you, it changes your personality when you realize you got to get gas to get them out your car.
Ooh.
Am I lying? You be acting like you get real tight.
Yes. Hurry up. Come on. Everybody come on.
Y'all know I got to stop and get gas. And then I don't know why none of my kids ever said, you should have got it the night before. You knew you had to take us to school. Maybe because God told them don't ever say it.
Don't do it.
Because I would have thought, I would have said that.
Because she needs to go see the gas attendant.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Always when none of them are with me to pump it for me.
Don't do it. Look at her laugh.
It's not funny. It really isn't.
I love it. More than enough.
So you want to give them one more tip on that?
Tip.
You are definitely going to pay for this moment. I'm serious. We have a whole sheet of stuff. This is a very organized system.
Yes, it is.
We never come on and just shoot from the hip. We
That's
know
right.
what we're going to talk about.
Yo has taken the time to do a time management.
Y'all know me. I'm very organized.
I
You hear me?
even put notes by each one just to give everyone in Radio Land. But that was not what God wanted.
Obviously not. It was all about shaming me
No.
and throwing shade on me.
No.
I don't know. I'm just still feeling Dorothy heavy. I'm trying to move on because we only have a few minutes left.
We do. Okay.
You need to give them some more.
Okay, another tip. Take time for yourself. I like that tip. Take time for yourself. Whether you get up early in the morning. I know some people are very averse to getting up early. However, if you get up early, you start your day early.
You know he's
it
at
makes
that
a
gas
difference.
station early too. I'm sorry. I just thought about it. Like I thought I could beat this guy out by like going really early in the morning. He wouldn't be there. I don't know what shift he's on because he's there. Like, oh, go ahead.
He's there. Hello, Peekaboo.
I
You
can't
get
get
to
away
say
from
hi
it.
to
I'm
me.
telling you, it's just
He's like, open. Where's she at?
it's like I'm being challenged.
You are being challenged, my dear. It's always been in you, my good dear. So take time for yourself. Yo takes time for herself when she's talking to the attendant. All right, moving on. Okay, I'm done. I promise. Exercise. Get balance in your life. Balance. Okay.
I don't wear my exercise clothes in there.
You don't?
I
Not
can't.
in here?
No, there to the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want him to ever get a view of spandex. I'll never get out of there.
It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. I promise. I promise it wouldn't be good. He would be like, what? What in the world? Okay. So, outside for 20 minutes. I'm right
Go
here.
ahead.
I can hear y'all. Been here for a minute. About to get sleepy.
Really?
Outside the door. Come. He's outside the door.
Can you, Irvin? Mm-hmm. Both.
I don't know. Oh, right here, I can hear you. More than enough for me.
It's going to be a different kind of show today.
More than enough. Hello. You getting sleepy?
I've been sitting out there for about an hour.
You just going to jump on?
20
Come
minutes.
on. Come on,
Let's
Tony.
go.
This has never happened. This has
Inside.
never happened
It's not my
before.
side.
Baby, quiet.
And he's crunching mints in my ear. He's good because we're only on there. We're good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
You getting sleepy? Night night.
Mm-mm.
Night night. Sleep tight.
Look
Good
at what
evening.
happened when you all blinked. I got another Kinsey in the room.
I'm still alive.
What up?
I'm
Did
still,
you hear me say, don't you ever leave me
I've been
in your
sitting-
life
I'm not gonna say how
to
long
do
I've been
this
sitting
show
out
with
there.
her ever again by myself.
Oh yeah, I heard you say you've been falling for some stuff. She'll do that to you though.
Is this how she does
She'll
you?
get you going. Get people
And
hyped.
then she just pulled, she kept doing her body like this, like,
Like go ahead,
Afterwards.
go ahead, do your thing.
Bang bang. Shoot your drink on yo. Do
what's
your thing.
up with that?
I can't believe this.
Welcome, Mr. Kinsey.
Thank you. So nice to see you.
Nice.
So
to see
far
you.
away.
Yeah, far away from here. Far away from
It's been a long time.
Far away. Yep. It's
Has
been
it? I doubt that.
It's been about 10 hours.
Yeah, 6:30 this morning. Far away from me. Give me a little sugar.
It's been a while.
See,
I'm going to take Tony to go to the gas station. That'll shut all that down.
No. We want you to have your interaction.
I'm going to let Tony and all his loving and Annette walk up to the counter and take care of my gas situation.
We can't do it. You being stretched. We need you to continue to be stretched. Hi.
You heard us out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a solution for my problem?
I think, from what I can hear, I think it sounds good. You got to be open for growth.
Oh. I don't like talking to people.
What do you mean? God has a gift for you inside of some of those people.
You're right.
Right.
I have to talk to them to unlock the gift.
Or you may have a gift.
Can
for
I
them.
just smile and say,
You may have a gift for them too, though. Who knows which way it's gonna go? He's not brought us here to keep our gifts on locked up on the inside, right?
Okay.
Right.
So then you come in like that then.
Right.
Tony coming
I've been
in
listening to
large.
my Tony Evans. Tony Evans.
You're very effective right now. Tony Kinsey effective.
Yes, I've been listening, trying to get my head right. You know.
So what do you have to say?
So I need to stay open.
I say stay open. We all should be open for growth. There's blessings upon blessings out there. There's people that we could be blessing. There's opportunity for us to grow. I mean,
we won't grow if we don't be uncomfortable.
All right, we can't grow in a vacuum.
Ooh. Okay, I'll grow.
Don't you all agree? Don't the audience agree?
Give me a hand clap. Put your hands in the air.
Send some Facebook hearts
wave them like
or
you just don't
happy
care.
Show some love for
thumbs
growth.
or smiles.
Show some love for growth. Show
Right.
some love.
Or something.
Make
Send
some
something.
noise. Okay. Looking for the noise makers. Make some noise. Make some noise. There you go, Irvin. There you go. There you go. Okay.
I am excited to bring this show to a close
somebody
very
did hard.
soon.
Look at that. Ooh,
Oh, they
yeah,
sending them.
that's right.
Oh.
Open for growth. Let's
A little
go,
delay.
baby.
I like
Make
that.
some noise.
Delayed gratification, but I like it.
Delayed.
I love
He
it.
left
Better
you
late
waiting
than
for a
never.
minute.
Right,
Better
thumbs
late
up.
than never.
What other advice do you have for us, Tony Kinsey, since you came here with all your deep wisdom,
You know,
jacking me up at the gas station?
I feel like I'm just jumping here in the middle, so I'm a reserve. Maybe you guys might have something more for me to chime in. But,
that we
know.
need you to clean up for
Right,
us.
maybe,
Because she done
but-
made a mess of my life on
Right.
the air publicly. She kept singing the Dorothy songs, and she knows that this is a really sore spot for me. And then, really?
Put back up. There
And
you
then
go.
this is what goes on the screen.
Wizard. Look at that. Yo, it's
Wow,
Dorothy.
that's really quick. I
Isn't
like
that nice?
Very
Isn't that
creative.
beautiful?
You'll see it here.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's hot. I like that.
Yeah.
There she
There
goes.
you go.
I like that back. That's really sharp. That's a good producer.
The
Yes.
wrong has been made right.
See, I like
Yo, it's
that.
Dorothy.
Well, you know, it's all about that song you
She
start
said, "Staying
singing.
open."
You know,
Look at her.
once
sting.
you start singing, we don't know which way you're
Did
gonna
you know
go.
she wants to be the good witch?
I didn't
Did
know
you know
that.
she had a loss in her life too?
Yeah, a couple
She wants
lost
to
them.
be that. She wants to play that part.
Of bringing people
You
back.
want to play the wizard? Are you an actor?
I hadn't thought about the
I
Wizard
find
of
you to be
Oz.
very theatrical,
You think I could be in there?
very animated.
What role would I play?
Everybody has a role. If you remember, you didn't hear that part. Maybe we're gonna do this production,
Yes, we are.
and it's not gonna be the Wizard of Oz. It's gonna be the healing of Oz, because we're gonna be healed from our pain and our rejection, or people who have robbed us of parts in life.
Oh, boy.
The healing of Oz. That would be good. Because what the guy was a coward,
Remember,
so we would
I'm gonna
teach
focus
people
on. We're gonna
courage.
create. See,
Yeah,
He
that
gets
would be
it.
There you
good.
go.
we're
That'd
gonna
be
take a
good.
different spin on it, but we still get to sing. When I think of home,
Oh my God.
I think of a place
Oh my
With
God.
that.
where there's love overflowing.
See, she got it
I know, we're
already.
gonna go back
Oh,
there.
it's so nice, so nice, and
I wish
so
I was
vintage,
home.
Yep.
so vintage, so vintage.
I wish I was back there.
With the things I've been knowing.
Yep, put it back. There you go.
When that makes the tall trees. I had to bend it.
Yes.
All right, okay, I see.
Yep.
I do like that though, courage, you know, which
Courage.
is the heart,
The
you
healing
know.
of Oz.
Yeah, so that would be tough, really, because we want courage, but that means we got to have challenges that we have to overcome
I think
and
it
build
would
our
be good.
momentum. That would be
It
interesting.
would just put a different spin on it.
Right.
It's going to be Oz the way we need it to be.
I don't
Because
know.
we ain't
what-
following no yellow brick road, but
right.
we're going
We're going to follow the steps of God.
to take up our cross and follow him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Highway to heaven, you know.
It's a highway to heaven.
See, y'all so vintage on
None
it.
can walk up
I can't
there,
give y'all no old song.
but the pure at heart.
no old
It's
song
a
beat.
highway
I'm sorry,
to
audience. I'm so sorry.
heaven.
It came out.
Walking
I
up
should have
the
said
King's
the
highway.
OJs, you know. Some something like that, you know. What's the OJ's Heaven song? It ain't really.
See, if you remember, you could have took us there.
Stairway to Heaven. That's what I should have said.
We're gonna go step by step. Yeah.
You know, that's what I should have said.
Stairway to Heaven.
Right. At least a few
Time
more people know.
management, keeping balance.
Oh, okay.
Seriously?
We're back on
you
task.
Are you serious?
We're back on task.
This has never happened to me before, like ever in history. You are so not coming back by yourself ever again.
You threw her off, baby?
She has ruined me.
You threw her off?
I have to hope that this show is erased from the memory of all those who have supported me all this time. Look at her.
They said find. She said find her part.
I got you a part, T.
Okay.
I got you a part.
Yep.
Staying open. Yeah, I got you, Blaine Irvin. All y'all going
You can win, child.
You switching shows on us.
Oh.
So tell me about your list, our action item list over there.
Yes, just keeping balance.
Keeping balance.
Self, church, work, and family. She had it all together.
No club in there.
We be clubbing.
No power. Entertainment.
It's no entertainment.
Masking our pain.
That's why we're going to do the production. The healing of Oz.
I like that.
No, we're going to make it about
I like that.
everybody.
Helping her open up.
That's right.
Make friends, be a friend.
I'm a friendly
right.
person. Everybody thinks I'm friendly, but I'm not.
I think, as a man thinking.
So is he.
So I am that person.
right.
You ask the person at the gas station.
Well, we all can make a
Gas is
decision.
an issue for us too. You know that gas.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I
so
know.
you know,
They done
really
betrayed
trying
us.
to
They
get-
done betrayed us. And
Woo!
they're at a low level gas point right now.
83 miles to empty. Father.
She can't use that old trick no more.
I can't, and I need to make it
Did
for
it
2
mess
more
us up?
days.
It's just so wrong.
It's
It's
so
so
wrong.
wrong.
I
The
need-
It was
economy.
working, wasn't it?
It was a good
Like,
way to
it
go.
was good. No fees was involved.
Right. We probably could
It
use
was
that.
guaranteed, wasn't it?
We could
I
use
have
that
83
if she
miles to
could.
empty.
Tomorrow would have been a good day to use that.
Yeah, because
I-
normally we would do it on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
to float.
Oh my God.
That's what
Y'all don't know.
Y'all
Right.
don't know. We had a system, and we knew which gas stations we couldn't do it at too.
Right,
Yes.
that's true. And you knew, this one don't work.
Right.
But now the technology
Oh,
is not our
Technology
friend.
has wiped out our float.
It's not our friend.
It's not.
not.
It really isn't.
If you want to know what we're talking about, you have to stay tuned to future episodes.
Where we talk to you about how to make it through interesting times in life,
That's right.
whether it's couponing, returns,
Yes.
the floats.
It all works.
It all works. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid to grow.
To enjoy life no matter what it gives you, because we know that God is more than enough. Thank you for joining us on today. Yes, I'm trying to redeem myself. You look at me like, is that the same person? Thank you for joining us on today
Thank
with
you.
More Than Enough with
Yes.
Annette Kinsey and just Tony Kinsey, who came in with all his deep wisdom to wrap it up. I wish you were here earlier than this,
I was sitting
because
outside
again, this
the
was a
door.
very painful experience for me.
I was sitting outside the door,
Clearly, you
did a
were
people.
great job.
communicating with the wrong person.
I was sitting outside that door.
You didn't communicate with me though. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
I would have
you
brought
right,
you right,
right,
in.
right.
Why are you relying?
I thought that's what I was told. That's what I was told to
Look
do.
at her.
I thought that's what I was told
She
to
was
do.
completely unreliable for us.
I wouldn't have did that to her.
Yeah.
You should have just came in. What
I didn't want to be rude.
No, you did
I didn't know
right.
what the protocol was.
Well, you did kind of just jump, but it's okay. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Please give a wave and a high five and a heart and a thumbs
Encourage
up.
Yolanda.
So smiles for Tony Kinsey
Encourage,
and
yo.
Annette Kinsey. The Kinseys are my regular guests here monthly, and it always comes with far more than what I was expecting.
Look at all the
Far
hearts.
more. That's for the Kinsey. That's right, y'all. Send them out. Thank you all so much, and you all have a wonderful, unbelievable night. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you once again for tuning in and joining us as we celebrate the fact that God is more than enough. Saints, be encouraged in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and know that there is no weapon formed against you that will prosper. He's more than enough. Hang in there until next week. Be blessed.
Call on him.